Hi guys, me again. This video is going to explain what you need to do to make progress down your spiritual path, or your path to enlightenment, or path to self-discovery, or path to healing. It's all the same thing. The things that you need to do to progress are all things that raise your vibration, because if you speak of in terms of energy, everything has a frequency, and you are a tiny little subsection of source, but you're piece that is of the complete whole, so you're not missing anything. So you're pure source energy in a human body, and so you are so light, because on that scale, if you think of energy, the denser, further away from source you are, the lower you are on the scale, and the more pure you are, the closer you are to source or God, and the more pure your energy is. And so since you're a little piece of that, it's very light and it's like helium, so it automatically wants to ascend or vibrate high. But the good news about that is that you don't have to work towards climbing up to accomplish progressing down the spiritual path, or up the spiritual path. You only have to release everything, which is much easier than fighting for something. So all you have to do is release everything. Everything you've learned is a habit. These habits are things that you've learned to get you through society with the least amount of damage, or to get you through society and be rewarded. So pretty much all of us live out of habit. And what I'm teaching you is how to be more present and aware and conscious, because that journey is also this the journey to consciousness. The higher you vibrate, the more conscious you are, the more aware you are. Okay, so the things that you need to do on this to get you progressing and moving higher up. So it's like a scale, and you are somewhere down at the beginning, and as you release stuff, you start vibrating higher. If you fall and you make a mistake, then it lowers it again, and it's easier to fall down than it is up, because the higher the energy, the lighter it is, the lower the energy, the denser it is. So it's easier to get pulled down and sucked in than it is to stay high and maintain it. So eventually, as you progress on your journey, you're going to be more able to control your emotions, because this scale, or this journey, is also progression towards controlling your emotions, because you choose to live in joy and not cater to the negative feelings, because they no longer serve you. They don't serve your best interest. You've held on to this habit, and it's gotten you to where you are today, but now we're in a new age and a new world where you need to start releasing everything that no longer serves your highest good, because this journey is also the journey of evolution. Before, we would reincarnate, but now we're in a different time, and we have to do our work, because we are going to evolve. If we don't do our work, we will not evolve. This is survival of the fittest. This is one of the reasons why I receive these messages, and I keep repeating that the time is now, because this journey, raising your vibration, it takes time to raise it up, because you've got to release a lot of stuff. And a lot of it's heavy, and it's not just something you can do instantly. You have to work and work, and it's a constant thing, and constantly progressing towards increasing your vibration. So you ought to remember also that you are human, and you're going to fall and you're going to fail, but you need to dust yourself off and try again. And many of you are afraid to take that first step, because you know that as soon as you make that decision, your life is about to change. That can be very frightening, but I want to tell you and encourage you and excite you by telling you that this is a beautiful journey, and this is the reason that you're here. You were wanting to know why you were here. You were wanting to know that surely there's got to be something more to life than this, and there is. You're here for a specific reason right now, and that is because you've woken up and you're aware that something else is around, but you're wandering around at the beginning of your journey. You haven't actually progressed on it. You're awakened, but that's all. Until you actually make the decision to start on your spiritual path, to start to purify your mind, your body, and your spirit, to start respecting your own self and the divine being that you are, until you actually choose to make that change in your life, you still are awakened, but you aren't conscious. And then as soon as you make that decision, you become conscious, and you start on the search for knowledge, which is why I'm here. I have knowledge to give you. You just take what you need and discard the rest. And when you're ready, the other seeds will plant, and they will start growing. And so my messages are always completely out of unconditional love for you. And if there's ever anyone that's trying to lead you in a direction, make sure that their best interests are for you and all others. And you'll know that that is the truth. Anything that does not resonate as pure unconditional love is not truth. Okay, and the golden rule for this path now that you are going to be embarking on is that we must respect all, especially when their beliefs, opinions, or life differs from our own, which means that we must respect everybody no matter where they are on the scale of consciousness. It goes up and down, and when you're in it, the further you progress up, the easier it is to see down and look at society as a whole. The further you progress up your spiritual path, the easier it is to recognize people that are of lower consciousness than you. And that's not to say that they aren't equal, because we're all equal and we're all one. We are all the same. We're just on different levels of consciousness. So this is actually a really good thing to visualize, because when you're doing healing of yourself and you're trying to understand the actions of others and what projection is and forgiveness of others, you can actually see that their level of consciousness is a huge role in who they are and how they interact with others. Okay, so back to purifying the mind, the body, and the spirit. They all are releasing the lower vibration stuff. So it's like you're the helium balloon. All this negative emotions and guilt and shame and experiences are holding on to this balloon of energy that you are. And until you can release your grip and the grip of the other thing from you, you won't be able to raise your vibration. So the more work you put in, the more you will get out of it. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. So now I'll just tell you, kind of break it down. I'm probably going to miss some things because there's just so much areas that we can work on. But I'll also put in the comments the list of things that we need to be doing to purify our mind, our body, and our spirit to progress down the spiritual path. And just a reminder that pretty much it can be broken into three things: mind, body, and spirit. But really, it's for all three because they're all linked. If you don't care for your body and you neglect it, it's going to affect your spirit and your mind. And same with if your mind isn't healthy, it's going to be manifested as illness. So it all is one. So I'll just tell you a whole bunch of things that you can do. Okay, so negative self-talk. When you drop something, you don't go, "Oh, I'm an idiot." We got to stop that. And as soon as sometimes you're really in a big spiral of self-hatred and loathing, as soon as you notice, change it. Instantly. I forgive myself. I'm not an idiot. I'm going to stop talking to myself that way, and then laugh it off and forgive yourself. Negative talk about others. You need to stop being negative and judging others. You need to start having positive thoughts during the day. So instead of, "Oh, it's going to be horrible parking," think, "Oh my goodness, if I'm not at a close parking spot, I can get some exercise." Exercise, that's another one. Meditation, prayer, yoga, that's very important. Food, what you put into your body. And cigarettes, try to stop. Alcohol, try to stop. We want to purify all of the toxins from our bodies. And because, as you know, you're an energetic being in a human body, when your food is being digested at night, your energetic body is focused on digesting it. So it's all focused on that. When you fast, your energy can be focused on healing and regenerating your cells that are damaged or missing. So fasting is a very important one, and there's many benefits to fasting other than that as well. It reverse ages you, it brings you closer to source, helps you communicate with angels and God, and so much more. I'm going to make videos for all of those things. So your surroundings, everything that you see, you hear, you smell, you touch, you need to start being aware of how you feel when you're around certain people. And if they're not making you feel uplifted and good, or if they're constantly causing problems and drama, then you need to learn to not engage, or, well, accept it, change it, or leave it. That's big right now, and there's no more time to be catering to relationships that no longer serve your highest good. Now, you must look after your responsibilities, of course, but it's time to self-care. And you really need to be aware of the things that are low vibration, whether it's music, things you watch, media, all of that. Creating is super important. God or source is creator. You're a tiny little subsection of that. And when you're creating, you are actually being a channel to source, and they're channeling it through you. So it's one of the things that helps heal you. There's so many benefits to that as well. It's like meditation. It actually is a form of meditation. So yeah, that's another thing you can do. So I'll make a list of them all and put them below, but at least now you can hear me talking and saying it verbally, to use those of you that prefer the videos. Anyways, I love you. I hope you like this video. Namaste.